In a world torn apart by war, persecution, and oppression, one thing remained constant: the unwavering faith of those who stood for it. From ancient martyrs to modern-day heroes, men of faith have faced unimaginable challenges, yet remained steadfast in their commitment to their beliefs. Let's join them on their journey and find out what it means to have faith under fire. Robert the Bruce, also known as Robert I of Scotland, was a Scottish king who ruled from 1306 to 1329. He is considered one of the most important figures in Scottish history. In 1306, Robert the Bruce led a rebellion against the English king, Edward I, and was defeated at the Battle of Methven. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Robert refused to surrender and fought bravely alongside his men. In 1307, Robert led a successful ambush against an English army on Loudon Hill in Ayrshire. The Scots were vastly outnumbered, but they were able to defeat the English due to Robert's cunning tactics and bravery. In 1314, Robert led a decisive victory over the English at the Battle of Bannockburn. This battle marked a turning point in the First War of Scottish Independence and cemented Robert's reputation as a brave and skilled military leader. Despite being offered favorable terms by Edward I, Robert refused to surrender and give up his claim to the throne. This showed that he was willing to risk everything for his country and his people. During a period of severe famine in Scotland in the early 1320s, Robert traveled throughout the country, sharing what little food he had with his people and showing great compassion in times of hardship. William Marshal, also known as the Earl of Pembroke, was a renowned English knight and statesman who lived from 1146 to 1219. He is considered one of the greatest knights in English history, and his bravery is legendary. In 1190, William Marshal fought in the Battle of Lincoln, where he was captured by the forces of King Richard the Lionheart's brother, Prince John. Despite being a high-ranking noble and a skilled warrior, William was treated poorly in captivity, being forced to live in a dungeon and subjected to harsh conditions. However, he refused to beg for mercy or reveal any secrets about his royal connections, earning the respect of his captors. In 1191, William Marshal participated in the Third Crusade, where he was part of the Siege of Acre. The city was heavily fortified, and the siege lasted for many months. William was injured during the siege but continued to fight on, inspiring his comrades with his bravery. When King Henry II died in 1189, William Marshal pledged his allegiance to Henry's son Richard the Lionheart despite having previously served under Henry II. This showed his commitment to loyalty and duty over personal interests. When Richard was captured by Leopold V, Duke of Austria, in 1192, William Marshal traveled to Austria to negotiate his release. He even offered to exchange himself for Richard's freedom, demonstrating his unwavering loyalty and devotion to his king. When Lady Isabella, the widow of King John and sister-in-law to King Henry III, was threatened by Robert de Beaumont's rebellion in 1208 to 1209, William Marshal protected her at all costs, facing down rebels and ensuring her safety. Saint Louis IX of France, also known as Louis the Saint, was a king of France who reigned from 1226 to 1270. In 1229, Louis IX led a military campaign against the Cathars, a heretical Christian sect, in southern France. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Louis fought bravely and successfully brought an end to the conflict. In 1248, Louis IX embarked on a crusade to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim forces. He led his army into Egypt, where they were defeated and captured in 1250. Despite being imprisoned, Louis refused to surrender and remained steadfast in his faith. St. Louis was a devout Christian who believed that his role as king was to spread Christianity throughout the world. He was willing to put himself in harm's way to achieve this goal. Despite being a king, St. Louis was known for his humility and willingness to listen to others. He sought advice from wise men and women and was not afraid to change his mind if convinced of a better course of action. Baldwin IV of Jerusalem, also known as Baldwin the Leper, was the king of Jerusalem from 1174 to 1185. Despite being afflicted with leprosy, which gradually disfigured his face and body, Baldwin demonstrated remarkable bravery and resilience throughout his life. In 1177, Baldwin IV led a small army against a massive Muslim force at the Battle of Montgassard. Despite being outnumbered, Baldwin fought bravely and won a decisive victory. In 1183, Baldwin IV defended Jerusalem against a massive Muslim siege. Despite being in poor health and weak from his illness, he rode out to the city walls to rally his troops and inspire them to fight on. Despite his illness, Baldwin remained committed to his duties as king and refused to abandon his responsibilities. Leprosy caused him immense physical pain and disfigurement, but Baldwin faced his condition with courage and determination. Baldwin IV was a devout Christian who remained steadfast in his faith despite the challenges he faced. He worked tirelessly to promote Christianity throughout his kingdom. El Cid, Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, 1043 to 1099, was a Castilian nobleman and military leader who is considered one of the greatest heroes of Spanish history. He was known for his bravery, strategic thinking, and unwavering loyalty to his king and country. In 1067, El Cid led a small force against a much larger Muslim army at the Battle of Cuarte. Despite being outnumbered, he launched a surprise attack and emerged victorious. In the late 1080s and early 1090s, El Cid led several military campaigns against the Taifa of Valencia, a Muslim kingdom in eastern Spain. He captured several key cities and territories, expanding Christian control over the region. El Cid remained loyal to his king and country throughout his life, even when it meant going against his own interests or facing danger. El Cid was known for his bravery in combat, often charging into battle despite being outnumbered or outgunned. El Cid was a skilled military strategist who often outmaneuvered his opponents, using clever tactics to secure victories. Hugues de Payens, 1070 to 1136, was a French knight and one of the founding members of the Knights Templar, a military order of monks dedicated to protecting Christian pilgrims and defending the Holy Land. He is considered one of the most important figures in the history of the Templars, known for his bravery, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the order's principles. In 1118, Hugues de Payens, along with 8 other knights, founded the Order of the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. This marked the beginning of the Templar Order, which would go on to play a significant role in medieval European history. Hugues de Payens played a crucial role in defending the Kingdom of Jerusalem against Muslim forces during the First Crusade. In 1177, Hugues de Payens led a small army of Templars against a massive Muslim force at the Battle of Montgassard. Despite being outnumbered, he and his men fought bravely and emerged victorious. He led several military campaigns and battles, including the Battle of Ascalon in 1099. Hugues de Payens was a devout Christian who dedicated his life to serving God and protecting Christian pilgrims. He was known for his bravery in combat, often leading by example and inspiring his fellow Templars to fight valiantly. And so, we conclude our journey through the annals of history, exploring the lives of the most courageous Christian men who dared to stand for their faith under fire. Their stories are a testament to the power of faith and the human spirit. May their examples inspire you to stand strong in your own faith, even in the face of adversity. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May God bless you, and may your faith be strengthened by these stories of courage under fire.